Hi, I'm Ann Weiser Cornell. Welcome to Support for Stressful Times. What do we do when we need some support because we're feeling something stressful, tired, weary, confused? Just it's all too much, the uncertainty, maybe senses of loss. What do we do? Here's what I'd like to do with you right now, and that's pause. Pause. When we pause, we notice our breathing more. I found myself sitting back a little. I can feel my body supported in the chair. Let's try that together. We get this opportunity to pause together right now. So, yeah, maybe even feel like stretching your body a little. I just noticed how nice it is to stretch my head off of my shoulders. So pause, be aware of your body. Sometimes people feel a bit afraid of the body, and that's understandable. But let's be curious about that because so often what we feel in our body gives us a gift. First of all, it gives us the gift of truth. What you feel in your body is really here right now, as opposed to the anxiety about what you might feel at another time, later, or the burden that we carry from feelings we felt in the past. But right now, here's how I am. Here's how I am right now. So let us be in the now together, pausing, sensing, arriving, feeling ourselves here and now. How is it? How is it in your environment right now? I'm in a peaceful room. I'm all alone in my house. I'm not really alone, but I'm the only person awake. So everything's peaceful. There's no noise outside my window, which I can see right here. And in my room, I'm feeling comfortable and safe. This is my room. How do you feel in your environment? Pausing and sensing, noticing that your body can give you messages about how you feel. And as you notice your environment, allowing yourself to take in how it feels. How does it feel to be where you are right now? Maybe there's some weather going on. Here, where I am in Berkeley, California, it's sunny, cool, and quiet. But I know there are places in the world where there are strong winds, storms, other places where it's very hot. Noticing your weather and how you like it. Yesterday, a friend told me, yes, it's windy here, but I like wind. So we notice our environment and we also notice how it fits in us, how we are. Yeah. So you're pausing to sense yourself situated here and now. Very powerful thing to do. Very supportive thing to do when times might be stressful. And your body is always telling you the truth about how you feel. This is how I feel. Thoughts may not be telling you the truth, right? Sorry, but our thoughts don't always tell us the truth. Sometimes you might have a thought like, we're doomed, everything is going to fall apart, I'm a failure, right? Those kinds of thoughts aren't telling you the truth. They're telling you worries. They're worries. Something in you is worried that you're doomed. Something in you is afraid the truth is you're a failure. Those aren't actually truths. They're worries. And we can acknowledge something in me is worried, da da da. Something in me is afraid, da da da. Feelings Body senses, they're real. That's how we are. Here now, having a breath, having another breath. And how are you in your body right now? Maybe in your body, you're feeling calm, peaceful, supported, at rest. Or maybe in your body, you're feeling tension, anxiety, sadness. And maybe you're feeling both. We have room in us for more than one feeling. So pause with me and sense, how are you feeling right now? Beautiful. And sometimes it takes a little while. Take some time to find, allow, welcome how I'm feeling. It takes a pause. Yesterday, I did an exercise where I just scanned and reviewed all the different people in my life I feel supported by. I'm so lucky because there are lots. Do you want to take a moment to do that with me right now? Feeling right now the sense of being supported by what you're sitting on. Noticing how much you feel supported by the room you're in. How much or how little you feel supported by the room you're in. And then asking yourself inside, who are some of the people I feel supported by in my life now, or going back into the past, including my ancestors. I have a grandmother I never met. She died before I was born. But I still am aware of her. I've heard great stories about her. I have a feeling for who she was and is. She's part of my support system. How about you? And can you rest into the support of other people who've been helping you, who've been supporting you, who believe in you? And as you do that, it might happen that you also feel some lack or some missing. Maybe somebody's gone who used to be there for you. Maybe there are people you would like to see and be in touch with, and that's just impossible right now. Or maybe there aren't enough people in your life. But so we can have all of that here. And what's true is nothing to be afraid of. How it really feels right now is something to acknowledge. Okay. So last night, I spoke by FaceTime with my daughter. It's been, let's see, I saw her last in October in person, 5 months. Before the pandemic, I saw her every 2 months. I'm okay with that. I miss her, but I feel okay. I can accept this for everyone's health. But for you, there might be bigger holes in your life, places where somebody's really missing, including perhaps you lost somebody. And do we get to feel the missing? Yes, we do. We get to feel in the body the place in us that's so much missing that person, that's grieving, perhaps. And that's okay to feel. Or maybe there's a piece of your life that's missing. Something you've had to stop doing or give up for all kinds of reasons. But it's okay to feel that too. You can feel yourself supported by what you're sitting on, and I hope you also feel supported by my voice. And at the same time, you can sense something or someone missing and be present with the missingness. That's a funny word. I hope it makes sense. How are you feeling? How are my words touching you now? This is making sense. Daniel writes, I so agree about environment. Since I learned focusing, high barometric days had me thinking, what misery today. Now it's more like the old man on the porch saying, well, rain's a coming. Right. What a beautiful difference, Daniel, between going into sort of catastrophic, whiny thoughts about the weather versus, okay, that's how it is. Very good. Yeah. Pausing and sensing, pausing to make room for how you feel. What's going on in your life right now? Where does it pinch? Where does it stress you? What's tiring? What's exhausting for you these days? Let's notice that. What a nice atmosphere we can create together where nothing gets pushed away. Everything is included. We get to include the different ways we feel. Is there some feeling you have that something in you is maybe says you shouldn't feel? That's not a good way to feel, right? Do you have anything like that going on? Yeah. And what if we can turn toward the part of you that says it's not a good way to feel and include that too? That would be amazing. Sue writes, not enough real people in my life right now. It helps to remember the ancestors who are there for me. Yes, good. I'm reading a lovely fantasy book right now where a woman lives in a house that's full of friendly ghosts. They're the ghosts of her ancestors. Like when she's facing some trouble, her grandmother says, "Oh, you're doing okay, honey." Friendly ghosts. Yeah, Patty writes, feeling choked up and anxious. Good for you for noticing. Isolated but afraid of the unknown, of moving toward a fuller life, somehow feeling like a deer in the headlights. Isn't that nice to be aware of the feeling inside and find a description for it? Find a rich metaphor that captures what this feels like. So isolated, afraid, choked up, anxious, kind of like a deer in the headlights. That lets you really accompany your feelings when you take enough time with them to describe what they feel like. And next, Patty and everyone, you may want to acknowledge the feeling, like you're saying to the feeling itself in your body, hello, I know you're there. So there's like a kind of an open welcome there. It doesn't mean you have to love it, but hello, I know you're there. This is a guest that has come into your body for a while for some good reason. And we get to make a space, make an inner space of acceptance, welcome. Now, acceptance is a funny word. It doesn't just mean giving in, okay, I accept. But it also doesn't mean, I hope it'll stay this way forever. It's simply, this is how it is right now. Sort of like Daniel with the weather. Rain's a coming. Here's how it is. Tired, anxious, scared. And then something amazing can happen. That when what we feel is acknowledged as it has more room to change. So when you sense very precisely how you feel, precisely means take some time. to sense just how you would describe it. Sometimes we can name our feelings sort of dismissively, like, "Oh, yeah, that's my anger. That's my anxiety." Almost like the word helps us put it aside. This is different from that. This is really pausing to sense what it's like right now. Some people sense these things in the body very vividly. Others, they're more in the air around us. I feel this, but I don't know where in the body. All of that is okay. We have so many different ways of being human, so many different modalities. Hey, it might be an image that you're getting, not so much a body feeling. All of that is okay. Or it might be that how you are now reminds you of a story you read or of an earlier time in your life when it was like this. All of that is the way that these communications come to you. It's all okay. It's all welcome. Carrie writes, when I stop all the busyness to sense inside, there's pain, exhaustion, and lack of support. Okay, yes, you're feeling pain, exhaustion, and lack of support. So now acknowledge that. Like you could say to the pain, and notice, where is that pain? Where is it? Get more specific if you want to. You might even let the word pain temporarily go away so you can really sense what that sensation feels. And then exhaustion. What's that like? Like all your bones ache or like your face wants to melt? What's exhaustion like for you? Taking your time, sensing and acknowledging. How is it right now? And what happens is you yourself are the one who is sensing. One of the things that can be hard is when we feel like we're taken over by our feelings. Like, I'm nothing but my exhaustion. I'm nothing but my anxiety. That's not the same as allowing your feelings to be here. So I am sensing, I feel exhaustion, or I could say something in me feels exhaustion. I am sensing. So it's a very powerful thing to say because we show up within ourselves as the I. I am here. I am sensing. And there's a quality of empowerment in that. You don't even have to feel empowered first. Just try saying, I am here. I am sensing. Yeah. And what are you sensing? Notice freshly, as if you'd never felt it before. Heather, you've got a new home and you feel so supported. But when you're not pausing, you don't feel content. Oh, that's interesting. So there's a missing of your old home. Hmm. And how nice to enjoy your current home and make room for the missing of your old home. Oh, I love it that we get to have mixed feelings, two feelings at once. You know what? I got to age 22 when I first learned this process, focusing. I didn't realize one could have more than one feeling. I learned, oh, I feel this way and this way. Oh my gosh, that is what a gift that is. Yeah. One feeling doesn't take away from the other. I can miss this while I still enjoy this. That's so nice. Anya writes, it feels a little sad, but it feels accepted. I'm not identified with it. Feels like a wide, empty landscape. What a beautiful example, Anya, of the metaphor, the fresh description. What this feels like now is like a wide, empty landscape. And I am sensing it. Beautiful, beautiful. Claudia writes, I feel like a tiny leaf that's blown around by heavy winds. That's a very vivid image, and it sounds like not an easy way to feel. There's another image of being the tree that the leaf has fallen from. Oh, sounds like you got a next step there. You are also the tree. Interesting. Eleanor writes, noticing some of the people missing in my life and feeling sad and confused about that. And there's noticing others here now. See, there's our both again. The people may be miles away, but the feeling is of them being here. Yeah, that's lovely. Regina writes, there seems to be a power and a kind of support in turning toward what's difficult. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? We turn toward what's difficult. That's what I'm inviting you to do today. And I love it that you're noticing what that's like. Turning toward what's difficult. Beautiful. So we're pausing together, feeling what you feel. We pause to feel the support here and now, the support of your body on what you're sitting on, the support of the room you're in. If you feel supported by your room, even a little bit, yeah. You might have mixed feelings about your room, your place, where you are right now. But maybe you feel a bit of support here too. And then, what are the people we feel supported by, even from our past, even from our ancestors, even people who are far away? And then making a space inside us for how we actually feel. We don't have to be afraid of difficult feelings. Living this life right now is bound to bring up something. Whether it's because you've lost somebody, you've had to change your life in some way, you've had a loss of some kind of freedom, perhaps. You know, for 25 years, I traveled internationally 3 or 4 times a year. For the last 2 years, 0. Well, you might think that's a loss, but I pause and I sense how it feels, and it actually feels okay. So that's another interesting thing to do, to not make assumptions about our reactions to our losses or other things that happen, but actually check. I'm actually okay. It feels fine that I haven't traveled internationally for 2 years. I never would have expected that. Being in the moment means sensing how I actually feel, how I feel right now. Carol writes, it's sunny and I feel capable. Oh, that's great news. Very good. Haja writes, I've developed a chronic pain and some part of me is worried about it. And so it's pain and worry. That's right. Something's in pain, something's worried about it. And that, right, gives the pain a different feeling of support. We don't want to support our pain with our worry. We support our pain and our worry from the larger sense of presence. Oh, well, Anne writes, my brother died on Thursday. I'm so sorry for your loss. And you miss him, of course. And I'm glad you feel supported by being here with us. That's really great. Teen writes, I recently lost an Italian friend who played a huge part in my life when I was in my early 20s, and the void she leaves feels raw, jagged in my chest. It's so tough to think I won't ever see her again. And at the same time, I feel held in a global web of love. Friends we shared, how her illness and death brought us together. You and the friends, I suppose. And how there's love and connection spanning time and space. What a beautiful story. And what a beautiful example of what I really wanted to say to you today, which is when we make room for all that we feel, there's support in there. And I'm glad that we've been together and that you can feel some of that. I hope you can. We turn toward whatever we feel. And we say, I am sensing. And that very act of turning toward and sensing how I feel is a life forward thing to do. It carries life forward. Some part of us might think that our feelings are the problem, that they get in our way, that I shouldn't be so fill in the blank. You are how you are. Let's just be with what is. So nice to be with you today. And so nice that you could respond to each other. Let's do this again. We'll be meeting again in 2 weeks at this same time. May you have a peaceful, supported time and be present to however you are actually feeling, and stay safe. Bye for now. Take care. Bye-bye.